Now let's move over to the legal perspective. The captain of the bigger cruise liner that appears to have collided into the Mermaid or the Hableany has been arrested and currently remains under custody. How can we expect the legal proceedings to play out? Klaus Luhta is a master deep ocean ship captain and maritime attorney. He joins us live via Skype from D.C. Captain Luhta, thank you for joining us.
Kanyang, thank you for having me. 감사합니다.
Thank you. Now, first of all, let's try to make sense out of the latest footage that's been released. One that shows the last few minutes leading up to the collision. One that's got some to speculate a possible hit-and-run attempt by the bigger cruise liner. What do you make of the situation? I mean, how do you think the accident developed?
I think hearing a headline like that is somewhat inflammatory. It's probably great for the news headlines, but not necessarily good for the captain's trial. If you look at the video footage, it's clear the larger cruise vessel is trying to traverse under the bridge. From what I can tell, the smaller boat got in front of it. And with the nature of the currents in that river, things were flowing so fast. It's difficult to maneuver a large vessel. And I have a feeling that somehow the currents managed just to grab the smaller vessel and make something happen there.
Now, based on other judicial precedents, what could this 64-year-old, I believe, Ukrainian captain be charged of? I mean, we expect the case to be a court battle, considering that the captain has been denying having broken any rules or having committed a criminal offense. What kind of a sentencing, if at all, can we expect?
Well, that'll remain to be seen within the Hungarian courts and Hungarian law. But unfortunately, we live in this era right now where masters of vessels at sea and on the rivers suffer criminal penalties whenever an incident like this occurs. Now, they have to detain the Ukrainian master. He's an experienced captain, and they have to research what happened and get to the bottom of the facts. But unfortunately, when deaths are involved, there's a strong possibility that he could face something similar to what we call in the States a manslaughter charge.
A manslaughter charge. Now, over in Europe, what kind of sentencing would that entail?
That depends entirely on the European Union and the Hungarian courts and what they determine the negligence level to rise to. Unfortunately, it probably is not necessarily fair. If you take airline incidents, for an example, when an airplane crashes, they don't put the surviving captains in jail, or when there's an airline incident, they don't put the pilots in jail. What they do is research what happens so that they can better the industry and make an improvement overall. And unfortunately, the way this works, the captains are criminalized and don't get an opportunity to really share honest feedback about the incident. So we can't necessarily learn all we could from it. It's possible this could be a long, drawn-out trial. It depends what the Hungarian courts want to do. And this captain, unfortunately, could face jail time. Hopefully, that's not the case. Hopefully, we can exonerate him, but it's unlikely given the pattern of these things.
Absolutely. Now, the accident itself, as well as the search efforts underway, make this case a multinational one, of course. Now, will this complicate the case? I mean, how do you expect the legal proceedings to unfold from here on out?
I think it does complicate things. You have a river running through multiple countries. You have a Ukrainian master, a Hungarian vessel, another pleasure craft that was built in the Soviet Union. So you have all these countries involved, some of which are involved in the European Union. And the International Maritime Organization might have a say in this. They don't necessarily have any sort of enforcement powers or governing powers, but this potentially could be considered an international waterway, although it is inland technically, and the IMO does not have a reach there. And the fact that South Korean citizens have lost their lives certainly makes this an international incident.
Absolutely. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Klaus Luhta, master deep ocean ship captain and a maritime attorney, many thanks for sharing your insights today.
Thank you.